Learning target 1C, I can find the range of a function. Range are the y values of a function. We did domain, which were the x values. Range is the y values. So for example number 1, we're looking at this graph. We determine that the parent function is the square root of x, but we need to know the range. So we need to know the y values. Y is vertical, so we're looking from the bottom to the top. So when we look at our graph, we notice that the bottom of the graph is right here. And we follow that graph, and we don't really get to a top, because what we come to is an arrow, meaning this graph goes on forever. So for this particular range, we do have a bottom, and the bottom is when y is equal to -1, and then y's are getting bigger from -1. So our range is y is greater than or equal to -1. For example number 2, we notice that our parent function is x squared. It is a quadratic. And again, we're looking for our range. So we want to find the bottom of the graph and the top of the graph. So as we look at this, we see that we have a bottom right here where the y is equal to 0. And as we go to the top, we find that we actually have an arrow. We do not have a top. There are arrows here. There is no top. So it continues on forever. So my range is y is greater than or equal to 0. Now on our last example, we have a different type of function. And again, we're looking for the range. Now the range is from the bottom to the top. When we look at this picture, we have to pay attention to where the bottom of this graph is. The bottom of this graph is not here. This is not the bottom. Even though there is a vertex there, that's not the bottom. The bottom of this graph is here. And that y value is -5. So we know that our range is going to begin at -5. The y is increasing from there, so the -5 will be less than or equal to y. And then when we look at the top, this is not the top. The top is actually right here. So the highest y value we use is 0. So the range is actually between -5 and 0. -5 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 0.